Are you tired of watching your grocery bills skyrocket? You are not alone. Grocery prices are out of control and they're rising more and more every day. But what if I told you that there is a way to eat high quality foods without breaking the bank? In fact, eating these high quality foods might even be cheaper than the conventional foods that you can purchase from the store. Today we are going to mainly be in the kitchen, but right now we're going to head outside so we can pick some fresh, ripe tomatoes. These tomato plants are thriving. We're also going to be getting some cut flowers and bringing them into the house just to lighten up the space. But stick around because I am shortly going to share my secret on how we save hundreds of dollars on our grocery bill. Check out these potatoes. I don't know what we're going to do with all of them. They are huge. Just kidding, obviously. This year did not work out for potatoes, but I am eager to try again next year. Growing up, I never thought it would be possible to be able to eat healthy foods, home-cooked meals, on a budget. So when I got married in our first year of marriage, even into several years, I really struggled. We spent way too much money just buying the organic, prepackaged box meals. I cooked from scratch a little bit, but definitely I've came a long ways over these past 10 years and I've learned a lot, and I'm just so excited to share it with you guys. Now that was over 10 years ago and we've added 4 kids into the mix, and so if we still continued that pattern, we would be spending an astronomical amount of money. And the Thrifty savings account says that we should be spending about $1,600 on our grocery bill, and that is just crazy to me. And that's not even including organic, natural, fresh foods. That is just the average. So we would be spending even more money. That is just not doable on a one-income family who also has dietary restrictions. So something had to change. But how? And is it truly this easy? Eating high-quality, healthy food is a non-negotiable for me and our family. But when money is tight, how are we going to make that work? I'm always learning and I'm always growing, and it was probably 5 years into our marriage and I found Farmhouse on Boone YouTube channel. If you haven't watched any of her videos, go check her out here on YouTube. She's absolutely amazing. But I noticed that she had a large family, which we were wanting, and she bought a lot of her things in bulk. Now, we had a Costco membership, but it was just for the basics, like at the time, bagels before we knew we had allergies, and just small things. We never bought grain. We never bought oats in bulk. We didn't have to, or so I thought. But it was after we had our second child when I realized if we are going to make this work, if we are truly going to be healthy and eat healthy meals, but still live on one income, something has to give. So let's try out this buying in bulk. So we did. We started purchasing our food in bulk. I think we started with rice and some beans and just the basics, some flour, and our sugar were the very first things we started buying in bulk. And as time grew and grew and grew, I realized we need to give up our pre-packaged snacks, and we just need to buy the ingredients for the snacks that we love in bulk and make them at home for ourselves. Realistically, healthy snacks that are processed aren't even actually that healthy, especially because we were noticing health issues still arising in our family, even though we were cutting back on things we were supposed to. But we turned around the ingredients labels and we looked, and sure enough, ingredients that we weren't supposed to have, or seed oils, or things that are just not good for our bodies, were still in these healthy, organic, natural, prepackaged foods. Just crazy to me. Not only that, but the prices are absolutely ridiculous. Like I mentioned, we are a gluten sensitive family, and so we have to either cut gluten out or have long fermented sourdough. And we, for a while, for several years actually, would buy gluten free bread. Now, right now, I think you can get one loaf of gluten free bread for almost $10, and that wouldn't even feed our whole family. So I transitioned to making sourdough for our family and making our snacks as well. Here I'm making some energy balls. My family loves them. They're so easy and they're so good. You take some oats and some peanut butter, honey, chocolate chips, and then I like to add just different ingredients in as well. I picked up some coconut flakes from AZURE standard. So I added some of those in. I like to do chia seeds and just kind of a little bit of different textures and flavors throughout the weeks so they don't get boring to our kids. Now, as you can see with my different outfits, this has been over several days throughout my week, and watching this video could probably look a little overwhelming, like, wow, I have to make all of this stuff. But if you space it out throughout your week or find one designated day to get a lot of it done in bulk, then it is very helpful. I like to just space it out throughout the day or throughout the week, I mean. And then I also like to make extra. So for these energy balls, I made extra that I could put away in the freezer. So on a busy day when we're out of snacks, I can just pull from those and I don't feel like I have to add another thing to my to-do list and make some snacks for my family. I do not like to meal plan. If you have been a part of this channel for a while, you probably know that. I like to just have my pantry stocked. I feel like that saves us money, so much money on groceries because one, I'm not being wasteful with buying stuff to make a meal and then I don't have time or I forget. And two, I'm only buying what I need and what we have is what I'm going to use to make a meal. So I like to keep rice. I like to keep meat, which we like to get from a local farmer. I like to keep maple syrup, honey, several different beans. I also like to keep quinoa sometimes to use. And then I like to keep sugar, brown sugar, molasses, lots and lots of spices. I feel like you cannot make a great home cooked meal without spices. Not just salt and pepper, but some good old different spices like cumin and oregano and paprika and just all of those. Stock up on your spices. We eat a lot of oatmeal in this house, and it is a main ingredient for those energy balls that I just showed you. So I like to make sure we always have it in stock. As you can tell, I thought that we didn't have a lot because I started putting it into a smaller jar, but then realized that it was not going to fit. So I added it back to one of my big jars. We also keep a lot of vegetables, frozen vegetables in our deep freezer. So whenever I'm wanting to make a meal, I can go to my pantry and look at what I have, usually a grain, a vegetable, a meat, and then make a sauce or something to go along with that. But just those basics, you can create lots of different meals with those. Therefore, you're going to be able to get your money's worth with buying in bulk and having those ingredients on hand. And then you're not going to have to go to the store frequently and then pick up this snack and pick up that snack and spend more money than you need to. I was at the grocery store the other day and I really wanted some fruit roll-ups. Now they were organic and still did just not have the best ingredients, but that was beyond the point. I probably would have bought them still, but they were almost $8 for a pack of 6. That means everyone in my family would only be able to get one. So I was like, nope, not gonna do it. I'm gonna figure out a way to make them at home, and it's so easy. Literally 3 ingredients: lemon juice, fruit of your choice, blend it up, add some maple syrup or honey to sweeten it. Then you flatten it out on a pan, put it in the oven, and let it cook for 3 to 4 hours on 170 degrees. And then cut them into strips, roll them up to fruit roll-ups, and you have some healthy, easy, affordable fruit roll-ups without all the extra junk. Now, this may not be normal for you. In fact, it wasn't normal for me a few years ago. But starting small and doing these things day after day crafted a habit that I enjoy. Serving my family, serving my children with healthy, nutritious food without breaking the bank. We are called to serve our family and our children. We are called to be like Jesus, and sometimes that's hard. But if we continue and push forward, the habit will stick. Mark 10:40-45 says, "And whoever wishes to be first among you shall be slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many." I pray that we all can strive to be like Jesus, to serve our family without wanting anything in return, to do it with a joyful heart, even when it's hard. God is there with us, and He is there to encourage us. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Destiny. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, hi friend. I will catch you guys on the next one, but in the meantime, check out these videos. I think you'll love them.